Super Dave here with another review. Thundercats! 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 Oh, it is Super Dave here again with another Thundercats Ultimates review. Well, actually, this time, I guess technically it would be a deluxe, a retail deluxe Tygra. And I'm a little late in the game getting this guy, but I finally got a hold of him, and I'm excited because, yes, this is not exactly the same Tygra that we got in Ultimates. This one is an improved version. That's what we're hearing. So we're hoping that's the case, but we're getting ready to take a look at him. Nonetheless, you see it's this new retail type packaging that is dubbed Deluxe. See the logo Tygra here. You see the back here with that classic type artwork that we've seen. Got a little Target thing there going on. But anyway, this is an awesome looking figure, and we're going to break him open. But we also have a bonus. Hey, if we're doing tigers, we might as well do Tony the Tiger too. And this is a bonus because just like with Chester the Cheetah, I'm putting Tony the Tiger in with my Thundercats. I love this guy growing up, loved Frosted Flakes. I remember going camping. It was one of my favorite cereals when I would go camping for some reason. I don't know why it would taste so good. Even youth camp, going to youth camp, Bible camp. But this is so good. And you know, his saying about cereal, but I'm going to say it about the Thundercats. They are so great. And so we're going to take a look at Tony the Tiger. And you see there with those Frosted Flakes popping out around there with his traditional looking face and smile and his little bandana around his neck. And then there's the actual looking like a actual full-fledged cereal box look, with the little stuff on the side, basically looking just like it does now, even with the facts on the side, but instead, in this case, instead of nutritional facts, it's facts about this action figure. So that is cool. If you want to pause and look over some of that, you certainly can. And there's all the stuff he comes with, but we're going to be breaking it open here in just a second. Let's go ahead and look at the, oh man, Slam Dunk! And I think that Jada Toys do have another slam dunk here because he is just looking phenomenal. And we're going to break him open. You can see him in that window, but we're going to break him open right now along with Tygra back here on Third Earth below the awesome Cat's Lair, and check out both of these action figures. Come on, let's do it. And here we are on Third Earth. Just look at this beautiful set along with many of our Thundercats action figures here along with some friends. And we're first of all going to be taking a look at Tygra. Then we'll take a look at Tony the Tiger. And we'll look first at their accessories. Haha! This is going to be fun. And first of all, looking at our Thundercats Tygra 2.0, the deluxe version. He does not come with any extra hands, just one set. And they're both horizontally hinged, so no vertical hinged, hate that. But he is looking really good. We're going to be taking a look more closely at some of the comparisons during that part of the video. But I can go ahead and tell you that there's a lot of improvements going on here. But then he comes with his bolo type weapon with the 3 balls. Now we got in the Ultimates a version of that weapon collapsed into just the handle, and then one with a stiff plastic part, and then one with a rope part. We only get the rope part in this translation of it, but he always used this weapon in a lot of pretty miraculous ways. It helped him to kind of disappear and go into translucent mode, or camouflaged into being invisible, and various different things that he could do with his bolo type weapon. But that's all of his accessories. That's it for our Tygra. But we'll be taking a closer look at him here in just a few minutes more. All right, let's go ahead and look at our Tony the Tiger, because he is loaded with accessories. He comes with 3.5 sets of hands. Basically, he comes equipped with a balled-up fisted hand. He comes with a box holding hand so he can hold his cereal. That's what he's equipped with. Then he has this special set that has a peg on the flat open palm hand there with a peg coming out the center, and then also a pointer finger with a peg so he can spin his basketball, and that's cool. And then he comes also with another special set, or I should say hand rather, that's holding a spoon with, of course, frosted flakes in the spoon. And then he comes with another set with a vertical hinged thumbs up hand, as well as a vertical hinged pointer finger hand. And so these are really cool. And I forgot to mention that the flat open palm hand is horizontally hinged, and the special pointer finger with the peg is vertically hinged. So there you go. And of course he comes with his bowl of cereal. There's a peg hole in the bottom of that. And then he comes also, of course, with a box of Frosted Flakes, kind of like Chester the Cheetah came with a bag of Cheetos. Yes, Tony comes with his own special box of Frosted Flakes. There's your nutrition information on the side. There's the box back showing all kinds of fun things, even a QR code that you can scan. This is looking so authentic, so neat. I love it. I love it. I love it. And there you have it. You have his own box of cereal. And then finally, he comes with a basketball, and this is so nice. And he comes with the little like spinning type effect piece that you can put around that basketball as it looks like it's spinning when he's got it on that finger. So that's going to be fun to play with. So there's all of his accessories. I mentioned earlier that he comes with that bandana, but guess what? It's a soft goods bandana, so that's really neat. It's a cloth bandana, but he is just a really nice figure. For $35, I would say that Jada Toys really knocks it out of the park with a lot of nice accessories. I mean, you know, Tygra was $37, and he doesn't come with much of anything, and really less articulation, which you'll see in just a moment. As I was saying, Tony the Tiger just really has some nice value going on with his just this figure, how big it is, how nice made it is, and you know, cloth good bandana, all these accessories, just so nice. And it looks like that Wily Cat is really having some desire for some cereal there. He's coming over here looking at it really hard. All right, let's go ahead and look at Tygra's articulation. All right, let's move our Tygra on in here a little closer so that you can see him, and he's looking really sharp, really loving the way he looks here. And you're not really going to be able to look up, just like we had issues in the very first Tygra release. He's going to be able to look down a little bit, but not a whole lot. He's not going to get any head pivot. He will be able to look side to side, which that is good. And you'll be able to see in comparisons here in just a few moments. But even this head sculpt is better as far as the way it looks than it did in the original release. So you'll see that in a little bit. And most of you are familiar with these articulations for the Thundercats, but we'll show you that is able to go full 360. He's going to be able to strike a T-pose there. He also is going to have that bicep swivel, single jointed elbows, but we'll also get a swivel at the elbow, and this one really doesn't really kind of bend like some of them. It bends a little bit there, but it's kind of restricted by that piece that comes out there, and you're going to get a little paint rub. You can see I already got some flaking off there, but and there's some difference here from the other one. We don't get that weird brown shading here, and like I said, we'll look at that more in comparisons, but you're going to get that traditional ability to bend back, bend forward, and side to side. No sideways as far as bending like hula hoop or anything, because it's just that old classic type buck. All right, you're going to be able to go full splits with Tygra. You're also going to be able to get some nice thigh rotation. He's not going to be able to kick up much. This is one of the problems we had with the old Tygra as well. That diaper piece around here is soft and rubbery, but it's just not going to give much. But that's about as far as you can get. About the only way they could have fixed that is to have given us a drop down method, maybe, but they didn't do that. So, you know, then you're going to have to press that back in there. You're going to have a single jointed knee, as well as that swivel at the knee, but also swivel at the boot, just like we saw last time. You're going to get excellent rockers with a pinhole in the bottom, and they've even improved these feet, it looks like. He's going to get full tiptoes. He's going to be able to go up all the way, so you're going to get good articulation in the feet, and pretty much the basic Thundercats classics type buck articulation. Only disappointment again is that head articulation is very limited. All right, now I'm just seeing all kinds of cool stuff here that's different, and I'll show you that in just a minute. I mean, I'm eager to get to comparisons, but we will do that in just a moment. Just very quickly, we will take a gander at his weapon, and his hands are very tight. I was going to see if they'll slide in here. Yep, they will slide in from the top there, so that's nice. And you can see the bolo weapon here with the rope, and he's going to be able to use that, so that's looking really cool. He's going to be able to get some good articulation poses with that, so I'm pleased with that, and I'm glad to have another one of these. And it's just, he's looking good. I'm really pleased. I really wanted this Tygra because of some of the improvements. I really didn't want to get the deluxe version of Chitara, the female back there, because there's really no difference. She just comes with a whole lot less things than the Ultimates. And this one does too, but I like the improvements on the body. All right, so now let's look at Tony the Tiger's articulation. Oh wow, just take a look at our Tony the Tiger, looking awesome here. He's got his thumbs up going on, and look at that basketball, making it look like it's spinning. See, that effect piece is open at the end, so you can kind of spread those out and give it a really cool look there, and even have, you know, it looking like it's spinning in different directions if you want to. So that is just really neat, as you can see that effect piece there. That's really cool. And that basketball is really nice. You can use that with, if you've got some basketball action figures. A lot of times some of them come with a basketball that is glued to a hand, and it's almost like it's not big enough. But this one we could use for that too. I think it's a really nice looking basketball. But we'll go ahead and pop off this effect piece here, and we'll pop this one on here so that he can hold his box of cereal. We'll show that here as well. There you go. He's holding his box of cereal, and he's like, they're great. And I think, no, the other pointer finger is also for this hand. I was hoping it would be for this hand, because then he could do the it's great and hold up his finger there, but that's okay. But that is so nice looking. Just take a look at that. That is so neat. All right, let's go ahead then and check out his articulation. You're going to be able to look up a really decent amount there. You're going to be able to look down. He's going to get not much head pivot at all. He'll be able to look side to side. You can't close his mouth. That's one complaint, if I had any, is that I would have loved to have seen Tony with a closed mouth head. But, you know, truthfully, in all the pictures on the cereal box, we've always gotten him with this expression. So I get it. But, however, also when I look at him on, you know, the cartoon, or I should say the commercials, he is talking, and so you do get, you know, a look at him sometime with his mouth closed. But who knows, you know, with 3D, AI video stuff that we can do now, I'm sure we can make him talk if we really want to. But he's going to be able to get a full 360. He's going to be able to strike a T pose there with no problem. He also has bicep swivel. He has double jointed elbows, so he's going to be able to get better than 90 degrees. And as I said earlier, you do have on this this thumbs up hand, you have the vertical hinge. And then, of course, this side will do the same thing as far as the arms, but this has a horizontal hinge on this hand, so that's cool. His diaphragm is going to be able to bend forward that much. He's going to be able to bend back that much. He can do the limbo, bump, 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 bump. And he'll be able to go side to side. He's also going to be able to turn at the diaphragm, but also he's going to be able to turn at the waist, and he'll also be able to bend at the waist. So he's going to really be able to get some good bending now and really be able to do the limbo. That's funny, but yeah, that's really cool. All right, he's going to be able to get full splits with these short little tiger legs. He's going to be able to go up really good there. He's going to be able to go back a good amount there. Don't really have any thigh swivel, but you can move it a little bit up in here. And then you've got a single jointed knee that bends, let's see, looks like it bends better than 90 degrees. It's a real kind of a weak peg, so I'm wanting to be very careful with that. He's going to be able to go up with that foot all the way. He's going to be able to get full tiptoes, and he has excellent rockers. I would almost say that these are a little too weak, the rockers, because I have a hard time getting him to stand. He's very top heavy, as you can see. He's got some weight to him. His head's kind of like a solid piece. His chest, I think, is hollow, but there's just a lot going on up top. So, you know, but really nice articulation. And then let's not forget about his tail. His tail rotates all the way. It'll go up all the way. It'll go down all the way. So you're going to be able to get it to go in different directions. So very, very well done. Bravo, Jada Toys. I really think that this Tony the Tiger is great. And hey, I even say that he looks great with the Thundercats. What do you think? Anybody with me? I know another reviewer that put him along with Tiger Force with G.I. Joe. Hey, if he can go with G.I. Joe, he can definitely go with Thundercats. Because guess what? He's a cat and he's a tiger. And so that's great. Great, great, great all around. All right, now let's do some comparisons. All right, first of all, looking at our Tygra, on the left is our Deluxe Tygra, and on the right is our Ultimates Tygra. And the first thing that I want to pinpoint that everybody probably already knows, but just in case you didn't, they did an error on all the Ultimates. They meant to, I think the factory, it was an error at the factory from what Brian Flynn said, but they did not put his armband on his elbow. And they corrected that with this one. So you see the band and the elbow pad is there. So it was a miss on the first release. It was an accident, but it was not picked up on, or they just felt like it won't worth, I forget what they said, what Brian said about why they didn't, you know, go back with it. But they corrected that here in the Tygra with the Deluxe. Now, that is alone excellent, but I want you to also look very closely at the eyes. This is the Ultimates. There's a little bit more of a shine to this head, and there is the Deluxe. I think the Deluxe one has a little bit better of a face sculpt and a little less shine. Now, really, there's more of a shine on the Ultimates all together. You see there's a shine on the logo, on the chest, even in the arms. There's more of a matte finish here. This is more of a turquoise. This is more of a greenish turquoise, if you will. So there's a little bit of difference. One of the things that they didn't do here on the side, you can see they painted the gold on the cuff here, the sleeve. They didn't paint the gold on the cuff on the Deluxe. So that's a little bit of difference. And the same is true with the boot. They painted this blue and gold over here. They didn't do it over here on the Deluxe. But the feet are different. These feet are more of a yellow that look like they were painted, and this looks more like the hands that have the matte finish of a, you know, flesh tone kind of look to them. So the feet actually to me look better on the Deluxe, but the body is pretty much identical except for the colors, the fact that it's a little less shiny, is a matte finish, and of course you have this time the included elbow pad on the right arm elbow. So that is excellent. I'm glad they corrected that. And let's look at the back. I was going to see if there's a difference. Yeah, there's a little bit of a difference, but it's just slight difference. And there's some stuff that I have going on my back there. I tried to get some of it off, but that's just some putty that I use to hold a weapon. But it does look like the back is slightly different. Not much, but there is a difference in color. This looks a little narrower on this side, but it might not be. But basically, these are the same body molds, just the different right arm with that shoulder pad. Now, it does look like they colored the hair a little less up on this side than they did on the Ultimates, but everything's looking pretty good, pretty identical here. All right, there is a look at some comparisons of our Tygra and Tygra, but I also want to take a look at this new Tygra along with some of the other action figures here, so we'll do that now, as well as a look at our Tony the Tiger with some other action figures. And here is our Deluxe Tygra, along with our new Ultimates Lit Up Eye Ability Lion-O. And I do not like the Deluxe Lion-O because the skin tone is way too light. I'm not crazy about his face either. But I think that this Lion-O looks really good, the one that has the ability to light up the eyes. And again, I really like this new Tygra's face with the new eyes. Looks better to me. And just that matte finish and not having that stuff that looks like dirt on his abs. All of that just looks good to me. Really, really good. It's almost like this is more of the animated version of Tygra, even with that more of a bluish turquoise type uniform, so I like it. Moving on over here to our cats, we have our Snarf, Snarf, Snarf. I want some, I just want some of those frosted flakes, he says. And there's Cool Daddy-O Chester, the tiger, and he is standing right next to our Tony, as Tony's holding up his frosted flakes, saying they are great. And they look great. You can even see the milk down in there is looking so cool. And that is so neat. So you can see how much taller Tony is from Chester and Snarf. But yet he still looks, you know, in good scale with the other Thundercats, because they're all a little bit different in size. And I really like it. There's even our Burbill over there. And he is you know, short, of course, for some of the Thundercats, and he's a robot bear, and he is looking good alongside Tony the Tiger as well here. Cool. And here is our Tygra next to our Ultimates Super 7 Lion-O, and they're looking great together. And here is our Tony the Tiger with Captain Carrot, and Captain Carrot says, I can spin the basketball too. And I like this Captain Carrot. It's the glow-in-the-dark white suit that was a limited edition chaser. I really liked him. That was cool. Got him on sale on Amazon. But that is really cool. And so Tony the Tiger looks like he is digging into that cereal, and he's about to spill it, but he's digging into that cereal looking like he is yummy enjoying it. Look at that cool spoon. I just think that spoon is really neat, and that spoon will slide back and forth. You can make it kind of, you know, closer to his thumb, and it may even come out. I just don't want to try removing it and then not be able to get it back in, or it get too loose. But it does slide a little bit in his thumb there. But that is just looking cool. Captain Carrot's looking awesome back there, spinning the ball, because the fact it's got that hole in the bottom of the basketball that's very subtle, you can pretty much get anybody that's got a pointer finger to spin it. So that's neat, and that is so cool. And it's been fun taking a look at these action figures on Third Earth here, and we appreciate you checking out our Tygra and our Tony the Tiger, and it's been fun, and I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope we'll see you next time. Please like, Subscribe if you've not done so. Comment if you have something to share, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Be blessed. Here's some photos in the photo gallery.